Did you know that the first newspaper in the world was published over 2,000 years ago? It was called Acta Diurna and appeared in the Roman Empire. The first public information organ was the Roman newspaper Acta Diurna, which appeared daily, starting in 59 BC. Posted throughout the city and public places where people used to gather, this newspaper was founded by Julius Caesar and was not much different from today's tabloids. Thus, the newspaper included social and political news, details regarding criminal trials and executions, announcements of marriages, births and deaths, and even news about sports and cultural events taking place at the Circus Maximus and the Colosseum. However, like state information organs, such as the Soviet Daily Pravda, Acta Diurna was controlled and censored by the government. There was only one other daily newspaper at that time, in the East. The Chinese Pao or Report was an official government circular, which began to be distributed with the rise to power of the Tang dynasty in the 7th century and lasted until the end of the Qing dynasty in 1911. Written at first by hand and later on wooden tablets, the Pao presented social and political news, palace intrigues, and any astronomical events, for example, the fall of a meteorite that could foretell a period of abundance or famine. Originally published for Chinese officials under the name Tipao or Palace Report, and later Tichon or Court Bulletin, the newspaper also included information on the opinions and events of the mandarins or high-ranking public officials. By the early 17th century, newspapers had reached a form close to the one we know today. The first paper considered a newspaper in the true sense of the word, initially a commercial bulletin circulating among merchants in Antwerp and Venice, was the Nieuwe Tijden, published in the Netherlands in 1605. In addition to commercial news, it also contains socio-political commentary, as well as the first foreign news, considering that Dutch merchants who traveled frequently were a kind of foreign correspondents who brought a large amount of information from distant lands. Soon, other Dutch newspapers were founded in Amsterdam. Called courantos or current news, these appeared daily or weekly, only in Dutch until 1620, when they began to be translated into English and French. A year later, in London, a stationer named Thomas Archer edited a newspaper, but since he did not have a license to distribute news, he was arrested. A colleague of Archer's, Nathaniel Butter, obtained a license, thus becoming the father of English journalism. On September 24, 1621, he printed the English version of a Dutch newspaper, under the title Couranty or News from Italy, Germany, Hungary, Spain, and France. This century marked the emergence of newspapers in many countries. The first journals were established in Austria in 1620, Denmark in 1634, Italy in 1636, Sweden in 1645, and Poland in 1661.